Now, also moving on to more news, it's the Supreme Court that's set to deliver its verdict on the bail pleas filed by Omar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam and 5 other accused in the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. This is linked to the 2020 Delhi riots. Omar Khalid has been booked for criminal conspiracy, sedition, rioting, and for promoting enmity between groups. Omar Khalid and 6 others have been booked under UAPA and the provision of the erstwhile IPC for allegedly being the masterminds behind the violence that took place in February of 2020, which erupted amid protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act, the CAA, and the proposed National Register. This is the Register of Citizenry, NRC, which left 53 people dead. More than 700 were injured in the northeastern part of Delhi. Omar Khalid, who has been in jail for the last 5 years, has said that the charges against him are false, claiming that his speech did not incite a riot and were inspired by Gandhian principles of disobedience. He also denied making the remarks and that he wanted to divide India. So all those are, his stand as far as the issue is concerned, and his bail plea coming up in the Supreme Court today. We have my colleagues Anushka and Tejasri joining us. Tejasri, over to you first. What time is this case coming up in court?
Well, absolutely. As of now, what we are hearing is that that the Supreme Court will be giving out its verdict on the bail plea of Sharjeel Imam, of Omar Khalid, and 5 others in this particular case around 10:30. So, a very crucial verdict today by the Supreme Court on the bail plea of Omar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam, and 5 others in the Delhi riots case. Now, let us also talk about the particulars, of this case, where in fact in the previous hearing, the Delhi police had put forward very, very significant arguments. In fact, they have also, played a video and in fact a tape of Sharjeel Imam where he in fact was could be seen about how he was, allegedly inciting the mob over there. In fact, not just that, but he also in fact spoke about cutting off the chicken's neck, and also in fact the Delhi police stated that this was a pre-planned conspiracy. It was an orchestrated attack. It was not a spontaneous attack, and also in fact they mentioned that Omar Khalid was also planning to leave the national capital so that he could in fact just evade not just the arrest, but also in fact his name would not have been there as a conspirator in this entire case. The Delhi police have also in fact mentioned that Sharjeel Imam, Omar Khalid are the main conspirator, and other 5 as well who have been arrested in this entire case. Not just that, but in fact have also stated that they wanted to malign the image of India on a global platform, and in fact it was done at a time deliberately when Donald Trump, the US president, when he was making a visit to the national capital, and that point of time it was a deliberate attack in fact to malign the image of India on a global platform. And in fact they also mentioned about the WhatsApp groups, the chats, and the digital evidence that the Delhi police had. But in fact we also seen that how the lawyers, the advocates of the accused have been stating that it's been more than 5 years, the trial has not yet started, and they are still in jail, and bail is something that they need because as of now the trial has not been started, and that's a deliberate delay that's been done by the side of the Delhi police, but because there was a delay in also filing the charge sheet is what the advocates have been saying. Now today we'll have to see that will Omar Khalid...
Anushka as well. We have Anushka with us. Of course, this is challenging the order of the Delhi High Court that denied bail to the accused back in 2023. Take us through the details of this particular case, and of course the case that is being made by Omar Khalid. He's been denying all charges. Take us through what is he saying on this front.
That's right, Divya. Omar Khalid has sought a petition, has in fact filed a petition seeking bail, stating that he has been incarcerated for a very long time, and that there has been no sign of the trial that is starting, and there is a delayed trial in this whole process, whereas the Delhi police has constantly said that the delay is attributed to the side of the accused solely because they are not coordinating, they are not cooperating with this whole investigation that is going on. Remember, 753 FIRs were filed in Delhi alone when the Delhi riots broke out, and there are 7 other people on whom today's verdict is going to come out with. And now we're also seeing that in this whole case, it is in fact going to throw light to a very deeper section of this whole case, wherein it is also going to set a precedent for the UAPA cases and whether bail can be granted on these kind of cases or not. It is a very important case that relates to the national security as well as personal liberty as well. So today's verdict is going to be something that everybody in the nation is going to in fact follow. And also what we see is that in this whole case, it has also grabbed international eyeballs. We have seen Zohra Mamdani, who's the NYC mayor, has in fact also gone on to write a letter to Umar Khalid stating that he always remembers about his letters, about his notes on bitterness. We are also being joined by the victim family. I'm being joined by the father of Rahul Solanki, who was the young man who went out to buy milk and was shot in the head during the 2020 riots. Let's go straight to him. Sir, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक बड़ा फैसला आने वाला है दिल्ली के दंगों को लेकर के, क्या कुछ उम्मीदें हैं आप लोगों की?
हम लोगों की ये उम्मीद है कि हम पीड़ित लोग हैं, अपने भाइयों औलादों को हत्या करवा के बैठे हुए हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से यही अपील करना चाहेंगे कि इन्हें किसी भी तरह से बेल नहीं दी जानी चाहिए, कम से कम फांसी होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर इनको फांसी अगर नहीं दी जाती है तो जो मान लो हम लोगों को फांसी दी जा रही है और उनको बेल दी जा रही है।
सर, जब ये दंगे हो रहे थे तब क्या कुछ हुआ? आपने बताया था कि आपके जो बेटे हैं वो दूध लेने बाहर निकले थे।
मेरा बेटा घर से दूध लेने के लिए गया पाल डेयरी पर। पाल डेयरी से पहले पहुंचने से पहले ही भीड़ ने घेर लिया। उसमें कुछ चिन्हित लोग थे, 12-13 लोग, जिन पे FIR भी इसमें दर्ज हुई थी, लेकिन उन लोगों को भी बेल मिल चुकी है। इस तरह से के अपराधियों को बेल देना, जो मान लो कि हम लोगों को फांसी जैसा देना है, और इस तरह से हम जाएंगे सुप्रीम कोर्ट से भी प्रार्थना करेंगे। अगर इन अपराधियों को बेल दी जाती है तो देश में ये क्या हाल करेंगे। हमारे बेटे भाई हत्या कर दी गई, हम तो इतने परेशान हैं कि अपनी परेशानी किसी को कह नहीं सकते। जिनका मेरा बेटा उस समय 26 साल का था और जूनियर इंजीनियर था सिविल का, और मान लो कि हम लोगों की ज़िंदगी तबाह हो चुकी है, क्योंकि जवान बेटा चला जाए, जवान भाई चला जाए तो उसकी क्या ज़िंदगी शेष रह जाती है। लेकिन फिर भी सांसें हैं, जब तक जी रहे हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से और भारत सरकार से और दिल्ली सरकार से हम प्रार्थना करना चाहेंगे कि इनको कम से कम फांसी की सज़ा का प्रावधान होना आवश्यक है, और ऐसा नहीं होता है तो हम पीड़ित सभी लोगों को फांसी देने का काम किया जा रहा है। और सरकार से, भारत सरकार से और दिल्ली सरकार से, सुप्रीम कोर्ट से इनसे अपील करना चाहेंगे कि इनके परिवारों को एक सरकारी नौकरी देनी चाहिए। और लंबा समय 5 साल से अधिक होने जा रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी तक ना तो कोई भरोसा तो दिया गया था कि भाई सरकारी नौकरी देंगे, लेकिन सरकारी नौकरी इनको नहीं दी गई। अगर सरकारी नौकरी दी जाती है तो इनको पर्याप्त कम से कम 1 करोड़ रुपये का, सब लोगों को 1-1 करोड़ का मुआवजा देना चाहिए, जिससे इनके परिवार ठीक से चल सके। जिनके कमाने वाले चले जाते हैं उनकी ज़िंदगी जीना मुश्किल हो जाता है।
So this was the father of Rahul Solanki, who's the victim of the 2020 Delhi riots. He was out to buy milk, but after that a violent crowd caught him and shot him in the head. He was 26-year-old junior engineer, according to the father, to whom NDTV has just now spoken. And now we are seeing that in this whole case, there is a lot of hopes from the victim families who are in fact saying that all these culprits should be hanged to death, and that the Supreme Court should not in fact give them bail in this whole matter. Over to you.
Right. Thank you so much, Anushka and Tetri, for getting us those details. Now, let's just, talk about the number of times that this case has come up in court. The man who was arrested along with 6 others, Omar Khalid, was arrested in September of 2020. He was arrested in the Delhi riots case. He pleaded not guilty. By March of 2022, he was denied bail for the very first time. By October of the same year, Delhi High Court again denied him bail. Till about February 2024, the plea was in the Supreme Court and was adjourned 14 times over. In February of 2024, they had withdrawn the bail plea from the Supreme Court and approached the trial court instead. In fact, they were denied bail on the 28th of May. By December of last year, he was granted interim bail for 7 days. And on the 2nd of September this year, he was denied bail by the Delhi High Court. And then he again moved the Supreme Court along with others, and the Supreme Court deferred the bail pleas. Now, it was on the 16th of December that he was granted interim bail, and that was to attend his sister's wedding. He had to return to jail, and he was returned back In fact, he got back to jail on the 29th of December. Now, let's just talk about the cases against Omar Khalid. And we're talking about Omar Khalid being accused of the Delhi riots that took place in 2020. He's been charged under UAPA, and also other cases against him include Terrorist Act, raising funds for terrorist acts as well, and conspiracy charged under IPC. He has sedition charges, criminal conspiracy charges, rioting charges, as well as promoting enmity between the groups. Those are the cases against Omar Khalid. Nupur, my colleague, has all the details about the case coming up in the Supreme Court.
Well, the Supreme Court is all set to pronounce in a short while the judgment in the bail petitions filed by Omar Khalid, Sharjeel Imam and other accused persons in the alleged larger conspiracy behind the February 2020 riots that broke out in the national capital after the government announced CAA-NRC move. The top court had in December reserved its verdict after hearing at length arguments by the Delhi police and lawyers representing Omar Khalid, Kulfisha Fatima, Sharjeel Imam, Miran Haider, Shifa Rahman, Mohammad Salim Khan and Shadab Ahmed. Now, these 7 accused persons, including Khalid, have sought bail majorly on the grounds of prolonged incarceration without trial for the past 5 years. The accused were booked under the stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, that is the UAPA, and several other provisions of Indian Penal Code for allegedly being the masterminds of the February 2020 riots, which had left 53 people dead and over 700 injured. Now, the Delhi police had in fact vehemently opposed their bail petitions, saying that February 2020 riots were in fact clinical and pathological conspiracy orchestrated by them, and they have also said that there could be a possible regime change push that were in fact pushed by these people through foreign vested interest.
Right, let's just get in my colleagues Tanishka and Tejasri with us. Anushka, over to you. Like you were mentioning that, Mamdani has been one of his supporters. He's written a letter to him talking about, his patience and also, met with the family members as well. But take us through the support that he's getting from other people in the United States, including 8 lawmakers that have been also supportive of him.
That's right. We are seeing that this whole case has spilled out of the judicial corridors and have in fact also spilled in the political and international areas as well. And we are seeing that all the 7 accused are gathering, sympathy from not just people from the opposition parties, but also from the US lawmakers who have written and have said that there should be a fair trial in this whole case on the 7 accused. Now, today's verdict is going to be a defining moment, not just for the 7 accused, but also for the larger debate around the UAPA Act and the bail consideration under it. Now, this is a whole matter for personal liberty and national security as well. We have seen time and again that this matter has been brought in the court, and all the 7 accused have in fact challenged the Delhi High Court order that had denied bail to them, and have said and have in fact also filed a plea solely on the basis of being incarcerated for so long, and the delayed trial that has been in fact been done on the part of Delhi police. While the Delhi police have in fact constantly said that this is attributed to the 7 accused themselves, and the Delhi police is trying to talk to all the evidences in this case so far. There are more than 900 evidences in this whole case, and it will take a longer time to in fact get everybody's version. Now, in this whole case in Delhi alone, 53 people had died and more than 700 people were injured. Personal property was damaged, places of worship was damaged, and a lot of chaos was in fact seen during the time this protest came out. We have seen that the Delhi police have filed a lot of videos that pertains to this whole case. The speeches of Sharjeel Imam and Omar Khalid has also been brought to the court, where in the footage it can be seen that the accused is talking about the chicken leg that is the 20 to 22 kilometer long stretch near the Assam region, and in their speeches also they have mentioned how they want to remove Assam from India. We have seen that several of the protests, and we have also seen to this whole in fact argument, the accused have in fact said that the Delhi police have very, cleverly taken out the second clips of these hour-long speeches and have in fact made it look like that this was the whole purpose of the speech that was in fact behind this. There were several WhatsApp groups in which Sharjeel Imam and Umar Khalid were added, a group called Delhi Protest Support Group and other groups as well, of the snippets of which the Delhi police have in fact shared with the court. And today is going to be a big defining moment in the verdict itself. We have seen the Supreme Court, which will in a few moments from now be giving out orders about the Sharjeel Imam case and how the Delhi riot accused and victims have in fact been speaking as to these accused should not be getting any kind of bail. There were 753 FIRs that were filed in Delhi alone, and many people were in fact taken into custody for questioning when the violent riots broke out. And now we are seeing that the Supreme Court is about to give out order in this whole case in a few moments from now. Over to you.
Right, Tejasri with us. Tejasri, of course, supporters there, raising concerns of being in detention for 5 years without a trial, without getting a fair chance to go through the process and, for knocking on the doors as far as the courts are concerned. And this is under UAPA. So those are the concerns that are being raised. But also on the other side, the BJP is taking the opportunity to hit out at Rahul Gandhi as well.
Well, absolutely. We have been seeing that this case is not just judicial, but this has also gained a lot of political attention, or rather it has become a political case because it has definitely divided it into two factions. We have seen that how the BJP has definitely been raising guns on all these accused, not just that, but especially at the Congress party, stating so as to about how, in fact, they have been not just, taking sides of these accused, but have been sheltering them. And we have also seen that how at a point of time when these riots had broken out, the Aam Aadmi Party councillor Tahir Hussain also came into picture, and this entire issue was politicized. But now remains to be seen that actually, what happens today as far as this entire case is concerned, because remember that they have been framed under serious charge. There have been serious charges under UAPA, and in fact, remember that the SG has also in fact mentioned that these accused are liable for each other's action, because remember that the manner in which these speeches that Sharjeel Imam gave, they also in fact mentioned that it will be taken as an evidence against Umar Khalid. So that will also be taken into the consideration, because the speeches that were made by Sharjeel Imam, remember that it was not just one speech if we talk about the chicken snake, but it were about number of speeches that he had made about how to destabilize India, how to in fact to carry out an entire chakka jam, and in fact that particular road blockage, that traffic jam, we saw that how it was done in a very I should say channelized manner, because the roads were blocked, the movement was completely blocked, and in fact these all things were also mentioned by the Delhi police that they were the face, they were the in fact founder of the idea of chakka jam. And in fact Sharjeel Imam in his speeches have also multiple times stated that we have to stop the roads, come on the roads, burn down the streets. This is all what he has stated, and perhaps that is why all these speeches will be used against Umar Khalid also as the evidence as well. Number one. Number two, if we talk about now, in fact, also the seriousness of the case, then yes, more than 700 individuals are injured, 53 individuals have lost their lives. The victims of the family members of the victims are definitely waiting for the justice. But if we talk about the accused, if we talk about their family members as well, they have been saying that the trial should begin as soon as possible, and they should be on bail until and unless the charges are framed against them. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Tejasri and Anushka, for getting us all the details, all eyes on that Supreme Court hearing coming up for the bail plea of Umar Khalid. Now, let's just also move on to more news.